Ready to fire!
Not many weapons are capable of doing as much damage as the Carl Gustaf, which is famous for its ability to clear obstacles from long distances. The US is testing such a weapon, and China is scared. As the world continues to heat up amid the Russian invasion and the unending possibility of a third world war, nations are doing whatever they can to prepare. The US military is currently testing a very powerful weapon known as the Carl Gustaf Recoilless rifle. The name is from the Carl Gustaf Town Rifle Factory in Sweden, and although the weapon was first made in 1948, the new one has China shocked due to its devastating capabilities. Before the end of this video, you'll understand just how devastating it can be. However, before we get into the details, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel Military Technology Updates. Why such a weapon, and what did it cost? US military officials allegedly offered a whopping $87 million deal to weapons manufacturer Saab. This purpose was for Saab to create a new and improved version of the 84mm recoilless rifle. This machine is so deadly it can damage armored vehicles and enemy bunkers. The weapons contract was a 7-year deal that would equip the American Army with loads of deadly Carl Gustaf rifles. This weapon became a necessity for the American Army during its efforts in Afghanistan in 2011. The weapon used then was the AT-4 recoilless anti-tank machine, but it proved itself to be insufficient against the enemies. The army needed a weapon that had the capacity to reach enemy targets staying about 1,000 meters away. The old version, which is the M3, affords soldiers with multiple types of ammunition. This includes anti-personnel, armor penetration, and ammunition for built-up areas. It even came with special features like illumination and smoke. The old Carl Gustafs were devastating already. They were lightweight and built for the modern-day battlefield with multi-role capabilities. But as always, there was room for improvement. Its anti-armor, counter-defilade, and anti-structure capacities could be improved, and this they did. Enter the new Carl Gustaf M4, which is also known simply as CGM4. This powerful weapon is a shoulder-launched, man-portable rifle designed to meet various kinds of modern combat needs. Designed for the infantry forces, this next-generation multi-role machine is effective in peacekeeping or anti-insurgency missions. It also works during conventional force-on-force battles in complex or urban combat environments. The Swedish manufacturers first tested it out at their test center in Karlskoga. There, the rifle showcased comprehensive usability with successful firings against both moving and fixed targets. The weapon system comes with full-caliber rounds and sub-caliber trainers. It also comes with simulators for comprehensive training purposes. After Saab partnered with Raytheon, they successfully developed a laser-guided munition for the CGM4 weapon and completed the initial tests in 2019. Now, while the old model, the M3, can destroy armored tanks, the CGM4 does that while offering add-on armor protection. This new Carl Gustaf will neutralize landing crafts and clear obstacles. How was this incredible weapon made? The CGM4 weapon system is the upgraded version of the Carl Gustaf M3 multi-purpose recoilless rifle. It was built for modern warfare conditions right from start to finish. This recoilless rifle comes with a flexible and light design to ensure the highest level of comfort for such a deadly weapon. Its components are made of titanium as well as upgraded carbon fiber wrapping. The new Carl Gustafs offer combatants enhanced tactical flexibility, agility, and the capacity to engage multiple tactical targets. Its length is not up to a meter, with its weight of less than 7 kilograms. It's quite easy to handle on the shoulder when compared to the others. Both loaders and gunners can use the system. The ergonomics of the Carl Gustaf Recoilless rifle are greatly improved as well. It has a front grip to help balance, plus it's equipped with an adjustable shoulder rest. There are very few better rifles out there. Also, the CGM-4 is fitted with an integrated shot counter to aid maintenance and logistics. In the heat of battle, combatants can also take advantage of its dual-mode safety features. This shows that the weapon was not only upgraded for more damage capacity, but also for comfort. As for the vision capabilities, the weapon system is attached to proper clip-on telescopic lenses. This enables its users to attach either image intensifiers or thermal sights in nighttime combat mode. Extra sighting features on the CGM-4 include red dot, open sight, and intelligent sights. All of these can be attached optionally according to the needs and specifications of the user. With the rifle boasting of amazing sight capabilities, the next thing a soldier would want to know is the ammunition, and there's no disappointment there either. The Carl Gustaf rifles come with various kinds of ammunition, both existing and future types. This includes multi-role, anti-personnel, anti-structure, anti-armor, and support rounds. Interestingly, it also works with programmable ammunition and offers dismounted combatants advanced capability. While the Carl Gustaf M3 was incredibly capable of hitting targets 1,000 meters away, CGM-4 can accurately take out moving or stationary targets standing 2,000 meters away. Are many countries going for this weapon? For a weapon this good, there's no shortage of customers and they're coming from all over the world. Carl Gustaf Recoilless rifles are being used in over 40 countries. The first order for the CGM-4 systems came from Slovakia back in 2015 before the US Special Operations made a deal for the weapons later in the year. The Swedish Defense Ministry also ordered the new Carl Gustaf rifles. It's also interesting to note that orders have been made for this weapon from undisclosed customers. Nonetheless, the American Defense Department has continued to order this weapon to the discomfort of all the unfriendly nations. As stated earlier, the US efforts in Afghanistan gave birth to the need for this weapon system. After some time fighting in that country, it became apparent that the US Army needed to engage the enemy from long distances. The Carl Gustaf old model, the M3 weapon system, had been in the US arsenal since 1991, but it wasn't enough, and since Saab was still in business, it was time for an upgrade. Bhuvanesh Toguluva, who is a director at Picatinny, an armament development and research center, has praised the rifle. He disclosed that disposable weapons generally had a maximum accuracy range of about 300 meters, but the Carl Gustaf's had a minimum range of 1,700 meters. Now, this is the kind of rifle a soldier wants to have when having difficulty reaching the enemy at a distance. With the CGM-4, combatants can engage still or moving armored targets from long distances. For maximum damage, well-armored enemies can be attacked from a distance of 700 meters. As for the less armored targets, they can be gunned down from 1,700 meters away. In the heat of battle, this weapon empowers its user with smoke, multi-target, heat, anti-structure, and illumination capabilities. One particularly interesting feature of this weapon is that it can be used with munitions that have not been made yet. Also, the soldier can increase the capabilities as required during combat. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, Military Technology Updates. Let's get back to the video. What's using this weapon like in battle? For a gun with such ferocious power and is breech loaded, it can be unleashed from sitting, kneeling, and standing positions. This is possible due to the upgrades that have been done from the Carl Gustaf M2 upwards. There's also a detachable bipod built into the weapon system. This is to help the combatant should the need arise for him to raise the weapon off the ground for better shooting angles. The gas that propels the ammo escapes through the rear of the rifle, which reinforces the ammo when in action. A couple of people have compared the CGM-4 with the AT-4CS type system. However, one of the major differences is the fact that the latter ejects its salt water solution, unlike the Carl Gustaf, which exhausts it. This leaves the AT-4CS with less range when compared to the Carl Gustaf Recoilless rifle. The need for recoil when handling a rifle has always been a major downside during combat, and this gets worse if there is no exhaust gas. With no exhaust gas, the shoulder of the shooter will have to take the recoil. With the older Carl Gustaf versions like the M3, this is greatly reduced since it allows for exhaust gas. However, with the new Carl Gustaf M4, there's no need for any recoiling whatsoever. What do the Chinese have that's comparable to this weapon? The Chinese military is not without its own recoilless rifles, and they are also working on improvements to keep up with its US counterparts. The country uses the Type 78 recoilless rifle, which comprises aiming sight, tripod, the barrel, and other accessories. This weapon also provides incredible balance but falls short of several qualities when compared with the Carl Gustaf. The Type 78 rifle can be fired on the shooter's shoulders or using the tripod. However, it doesn't offer as many firing options as the CG-M4. Also, two types of rounds can be used with it. The high explosives possess a maximum range of 500 meters, and the other reaches as far as 300 meters. Apparently, it can't do much when combating enemies that are far off. Also, the sensors offer fewer options in comparison to the CG-M4. Basically, it falls short of the Carl Gustaf's in almost every respect. And if you were the Chinese, you would probably be scared of the US testing such weapons. The Chinese recoilless rifles are way behind because even the AT-4 is rated higher. The AT-4 is another very powerful and equally popular anti-tank weapon. Although the AT-4 weapon system is heavier, it can also do real damage from far distances. Any competitors? When it comes to anti-tank weapon systems, the Soviet RPG-7 gives the Carl Gustaf M4 a run for its money. The launchers have been used by many various adversaries and have been through multiple testing and improvements over the years. This has even motivated several companies in the West to create their own modernized versions. Yes, it's that good and powerful, but is it better than the new CG-M4s that the US military is secretly testing? Well, let's check this out below. Although the Soviet RPG-7 launchers are not as heavy as the Carl Gustaf's, the CG-M4 is widely regarded as the more accurate rifle for combat. It is also easier to shoot with since it balances well and offers its user the ability to shoot through various positions. Also, since Carl Gustaf's projectile does not move in the reverse wind direction like the RPG-7's, it offers better accuracy. Nonetheless, both have received a lot of modifications in keeping with the warfare requirements of the 21st century, and considering the complexity of certain conditions. For example, the conventional telescopic sight attached to the Carl Gustaf has been upgraded too. The particular part that was upgraded is its reticle, which went from the M2 to an M4. Did I also mention that the M4's range-finding sight comes with a ballistic computer that can help improve accuracy? Well, it's fair to say that an average combatant with some experience handling the weapon can hardly miss its target. There are just too many features to aid accuracy for someone with experience to miss. However, the RPG-7 also had the drop compensator telescopic sight modified for new ammunition types like the PG-7VR round. Now, although both upgraded their telescopic sights, the Carl Gustaf's was a complete overhaul. It completely removed the iron sights as the backup system and replaced them with a red dot sight. The user can attach the micro red dot sight to a rotating colored drum. This allows the shooter to dial in little dots for as many as 4 ammunition types. In fact, the shooter can even swap out the drums if he or she wants more kinds of ammo. The edge it offers, especially during a battle at night, is immense and can make all the difference. In conclusion, the US deciding to secretly test this weapon makes a lot of sense when you consider what it can do. There's no telling how shocked China would be about such a development. What are your conclusions about this weapon? Do you think it can make all the difference if two powerful countries were engaged in battle? If you enjoy watching videos like this, then leave a like and ensure to subscribe to the channel Military Technology Updates. That way, you don't miss out on our next videos.